Well, that's sort of cleared up okay. It would seem that the biggest spots are essentially where they missed with the nails, basically, or the staples. It's, that sort of thing. They just stick that through the ply, and then they miss. And that seems to have brought the damp in from the outside. So up this edge, you've got where the staples used to be. I've cut anything sticking out, I've cut off because it's safer. But the little damp spots, they're not too bad. To be honest, this section wasn't too bad anyway. I've opened it up properly now. It is just that corner. That is that wall in there. The actual frame's fine. So when it comes to tearing the shower out, you can see where new wood, original wood. Yeah, so that's another project. But yeah, I've just got to let it air out and dry now. That plug socket is live because I didn't want to completely bugger up the circuit. But I can't use it. Basically, at the moment, it's just not in a safe state, shall we say, to use. It's so yeah, that's going to stay like that. I've meticulously scrubbed every single panel. I've been down every joist and every beam, taken every nail and staple and everything like that out, and then just bleach water and scrub. Not a scrubbing, scouring pad or wire wool. It works quite well. I'm lucky that they did coat the inside before they put it up with, I'm assuming it's some kind of weatherproof paint, which has kept it all on the surface. So, as I say, it only seems to be really bad where the nails have punched through that. But I've got some sealant paint to go on, and absolutely everything, including all the joists, beams, nails, whatever's exposed, will get a coating. I'm going to come out probably to about a foot or more out on the floor as well, around the vents and all that. And then when it comes to repaneling it, I am going to basically completely coat the inside with the same sealant paint as well. I treated myself to a nail gun just for giggles, because why not? We're looking at an average, well, it's a 7'9" panel, I believe, height-wise. There's one that is going to be 4 foot across, and then the others are like 38. There's no way I'm doing that all by hand. I have had to use the nail gun because this little panel here was a bit loose, and this panel here, which is staying, was a bit loose. For a cheap refurbished unit, that's terrifying. I've never used a nail gun before until then, and that's really fun. Again, everything has been scrubbed down. We're down to light stainage. That is some kind of adhesive. So that's not actually mold or damp. That's some kind of adhesive that was used. So everything now is just going to get a good seal once it's dried. I'm going to force myself to take a day off and let everything just air out and dry properly, because I don't want to trap any water under this paint. And then the lot from there across to the window all gets this sealant paint slapped across it, part of the floor. The ceiling's fine, so I'm not going to worry, but absolutely everything is getting soaked, is getting painted with this stuff. And then it'll be work out insulation, size that up, get that cut. Then, as I say, when it comes to the new boarding, paint the inside, pop it up. Now, I did have the plastic expansion gaps. So join. I've taken those out because the nails in them were just rusting, so they're no good. But I've marked it join, and over there join, so that I know where the panels go to. So I know that from that one there to that one there is a 4 foot panel. There's nothing else, I think. I'll have to crack the tape measure out. There might be another one. I might be able to do a 4 foot panel from that end. No, I can't, because that comes to about there. Yeah. So the only place a 4 foot panel can go is in the middle. So that'll be the first one to go up. Then I can accurately measure that side and accurately measure that side. I am going to have to get myself a bit more timber, because I have nowhere here to staple a panel to. Well, nail gun, a panel to. So I want to get a bit of timber, bring it out so that I've got somewhere flush to nail to. This end, it's pushing it, but at the moment, I'm in an iron about covering these pipes over. So I might get some of this and just add an extra box in for the entire panel. Take what I can off of this off. The initial plan was to put it inside this wall, but the wall just isn't thick enough. You might not be able to see, but yeah, that is all. I've got like that much pipe poking out, so even if I shorten that plus the elbow, even if I went down to a brass elbow, it just would not fit in the wall. So the wall's going to have to be, well, bought out, but only for this section, thankfully. So I'm going to take some more of this wall off, see where I am, and then the plan is to basically take the same timber again, come out this way, and then all the way around in a box, and then just another bit of ply over the top of that. But then I'd have to bring this out to give me something to nail this panel to, because I don't want the panels overlapping too much. I'd rather have them joined, butted together, than overlaying, because when they overlay, you can see that's the old panel that I've had to cut through, and I've got the same at that end. And it's because, in order to get at that, you'd have to take half the frame apart. And I didn't want to do that. So, yeah, it's cleaned up quite well. And it's going to get a coat of wallop, and then we'll look at insulation. I think with that plug socket, I'm going to replace the plug socket, obviously, but the actual plugs, I do need a plug socket there. I think I'm going to drop it down a little bit, because it was roughly here. I think if I take it down maybe 6 inches, it might just be a little bit easier to use. I'm not sure. I might put a slight joint in there. That might be an idea. I don't know. I'll think on that, because the idea is to get this wall done and get that edge built up, get this wall done, get that edge built up, yeah, and then worry about the outside walls. Something like that. But yeah, the bulk of it's gone. It's only where the nails have come through. You can see, especially up here. See that one? That's where the nail came through the wood. Focus. Thank you. The nail came through the wood. It's got under this coating. The bulk of the mould's gone, so it's just rotten wood. At some point, I am going to have to replace the outside of this building in swathes, but it's not urgent. If that's the worst it's going to be, then I can live with that for a year or two, or at least until the summertime. But for right now, yep, let it air dry. Take a day off tomorrow. Check it on Tuesday, see how dry it is, because I really don't want any water. And then, yeah, maybe 2 days off, just to have a break from smelling the bleach. Yeah, so it's come out quite well. I'm happy. That'll do it. See you later.